Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know me, my name's Karen Buechs. I am the host and producer of this show, and I have some great people on tonight. I love them both. Please welcome Matt Muratore. He is a candidate for state senate, and Jesse Brown. You'll get to know him. He's running for state representative. Hi, guys.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us on here today.
It's my pleasure, truly. I wish you the very best because your hearts are in the right place. You're always about the people against what the higher-ups might want, right, Matt? You've done it.
Yep.
And I so appreciate that. So let's start.
Yeah.
I'll start with you, Matt.
Sure.
I noticed that now you're part of a disability group at the State House.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah. You know, it's something that has always been near and dear to my heart, is people with mental health and disabilities.
Yes.
As you know, I used to run the old Mayflower nursing home.
That you wanted to put me in.
I had a room for you. Yeah. So I was there for 12 years, but part of the people that lived there were children with disabilities and young adults with disabilities as well. So I got to know that population so well and really came to appreciate how they are as people. And so when the permanent commission of the Commission on the Status of Persons with Disabilities came up, I asked Governor Baker and Brad Jones, the minority leader, if I could actually be a representative of that. And they appointed me to that, and I've been on that for, I think, 2 or 3 years is when it started. And today we had the annual conference, this National Disabilities Month, and we had the national conference here in Massachusetts at the State House. And it's all about, what our focus is trying to get people with disabilities jobs, because especially small businesses. And so we had a video that was announced out today, and there were 3 businesses throughout Massachusetts that was featured on this video. One of them was the Plymouth Y. So we had the Plymouth Y there. They employ people with disabilities. And it just shows small businesses that people with disabilities do have the capability to work. And there's money out there for small businesses to train and to keep them motivated and keep them engaged. So
that's right, and feel they're useful in society.
And employers need workers. So this is a good population to bring in.
But I know you do more than that. You sit on other committees. You've done so much for Plymouth. You've brought thousands of dollars into Plymouth, thousands.
Millions, but that's okay.
Millions.
Tens of millions.
Tens of millions.
I talk about the debates all the time, so I know exactly what I brought in. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was trying to be humble, but I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but you know what, Karen? We don't do it alone. We do it with our colleagues across the aisle. We do it with the people of Plymouth. So a lot of that is all team effort, and I'm just the cheerleader for it, which I've been proud to do.
Well, I'm so happy you're sitting here with Jesse, and you're the first person who told me about Jesse. And Jesse, you and I had a chance to sit down, and I think it was over an hour.
Maybe a little bit over that, yes, absolutely.
At Geller's.
Yes, we did.
Had coffee.
Had coffee, beautiful day.
And I absolutely fell in love with you, with what you had to say. But the first time I saw you was at the League of Women Voters. You were so confident, yet humble, and you were just true to your word. Tell the people about yourself.
Well, I'll start off, my name's Jesse Brown, as you said, and I'm a father, number one. That's my pride and joy right there. I have a 17-year-old daughter, but I'm also a business owner and a co-founder of a nonprofit that helps veterans in need. I was also a United States Marine Corps veteran, and I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17 years old. Got out when I was 21, started working in the construction industry when I got out over at, right up the road at Industrial Communications, climbing towers. And from there, I started a business in 2006, the same time that my daughter was born. And we've come to become one of the largest veteran-owned businesses in the state of Massachusetts, employing multiple people for over 18 years.
That's wonderful, and you employ veterans.
At one time, over half our company were veterans, so that was a big thing at that time. Obviously, I think just being a veteran and knowing how difficult it was When I got out, there wasn't a lot of help out there like there is now. As we know, Massachusetts it is a great state for veterans. It's just getting those services, and they can always be enhanced upon. But years ago, we didn't have that. So one thing that actually ended up happening is we had a tax credit if we hired a veteran. So it got more veterans into the workforce quicker, especially when they were coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. But it wasn't just the young ones, it was also the people transitioning and the older veterans that needed jobs also. So it incentivized the employers. I was doing it anyway, it just actually helped my business out a lot.
And when you were on the chamber, you really promoted the hell out
so,
of that.
I sat on the Plymouth Chamber, and I was part of we were one of the first veteran committees in the state of Massachusetts. So, I tried to bring
promoting
everybody.
this whole tax credit for businesses and all.
We did, and one of the big thing I wanted was that a lot of people, just something very simple that you could do that didn't cost money was just let people know who the veteran-owned businesses are so you can support them at the same time, because it's what people don't understand. You sacrifice, you sacrifice a lot of time when you're in the service, whether it's 4 years, 8 years, 12 years, you're not here in where you live. So when you come back, you need that helping hand to get out there.
You do, and yes, we have a phone call. Hello, you're on Talk of the Town.
Hi, Karen. How you doing?
Oh.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Jesse.
How you doing?
Hey, Stevie.
Thank you. I just want you to know, Matt, I can't say enough good things about you. You have brought millions of dollars into Plymouth, and you've been a big supporter of tourism, which I'm a little bit involved in. And you've done a great job. Jesse, I'm sorry I never got a chance to meet you, but I did go to the debate, and I was very impressed on the issues. And I would definitely going to vote for you.
I appreciate that, sir.
Like I said, you guys, I was really impressed with you, Jesse and Matt. I can't say enough good things about you.
You're so kind.
You've just, like I said, you've done tourism. You're everywhere, and you've always been responsive to any time I've called or any emails that I've done. And like I said, I wish you both guys the best. And I don't know what else to say. I said, you guys have done a great job.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stevie.
Thank you. He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah,
I want you to meet him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe you'll come to the time, Steve, where it said Mamma Mia's.
Mamma Mia's, yeah.
Yeah.
Waterfront.
Waterfront.
Yeah. Very superstitious. We have to have it there.
Yeah. So tell me more. Tell me who you are, aside from personally. What you'd like to see.
In government?
Yes,
or
government.
So, as a person, what I see in it, Matt is a great role model in that. Like, I met Matt originally, just to go back, I met him through his wife. And his wife.
That's how I always tell people that. That's how I got elected, is through my wife. Everyone knows her.
His wife was my lawyer when I first started out with and he was running his first time running for selectman, and we've kind of just been friends since then. So, I've helped out with his campaigns. I've helped out and just kind of model what he's done. So Matt's been just a tremendous, as we just heard, just not just a role model, but also he's a tremendous conduit for people. And I think I've said this before, the number one thing of a state representative is to listen to your constituency, to be out there. That's the number one thing, is you have to listen to what people want,
I
not
learned
what
that
you
from
want.
Vinny, too.
Yeah.
Vinny was big on that.
And the same thing as Matt, this isn't about myself. It's about everybody that I'll represent.
Right.
And that's the biggest part right there. So being very, not being selfish, this isn't for me right here doing this. This is to make sure everybody out there has a voice up there on Beacon Hill, and just following the lead of what Matt has done up there, and it's to be that conduit for everyone.
That's wonderful, Jesse. We have another call.
Yeah, wow.
No, same caller. I was cut off. I just wanted to make sure you didn't know I hung up on you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve.
Oh, no problem. But like I said, I support Matt and I support Jesse, and I wish you two the best. And I know you're going to do a great job, Matt. You have a record, and it's outstanding.
Thank you. Come to Mamma Mia's on election night.
I will.
Waterfront, the waterfront.
Waterfront.
Everyone's invited.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you guys go, but like I said, I just wanted to call to show my support for you guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
He's a
Good night.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah.
So, and I know that you're a conservative, and that's good to be. And
Especially fiscally conservative with what's going on right
Yeah,
now.
Fiscally.
absolutely, yeah.
Yes, but fiscally conservative is very important with the affordability issue that we have
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
everywhere, not just housing, but also just from your gas, your groceries, to everything down the table, utilities, childcare is, I mean, most childcare right now.
And you look at all those from 2020, where the prices were in 2020 to now, they're all up at like 30, 40%.
Correct.
You know, milk, eggs, gas, childcare, you look, insurances, you look at it, it's just
I mean, childcare right now is almost a mortgage for people. That's
Yeah.
how much it is a month. It's
almost
a mortgage.
$40,000 a year for childcare.
taxes
Yeah,
are
Taxes are
terrible
owed.
for
Yeah.
people like me.
right.
It's very
It's taxes for
bad.
anybody, but especially
Yeah.
you said somebody that's on a fixed income and the taxes keep raising, your income's not raising with that.
Which reminds me, Matt, the person that's running against you comes from what, Bourne, Buzzards Bay?
Woods Hole.
Woods
Falmouth,
Hole.
yeah.
Says a lot. He's on film, on tape, news, saying that to put the migrants up here, there, and everywhere, and he's voted for that. And he's strictly a Healy 100%
Yeah.
voting person. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah. So I'm somebody very similar to Jesse. It's interesting you make that comparison because when we go out knocking doors, and we've knocked over 17,000 doors now, you know, we hear the same thing over and over again. We hear about affordability, you know, the groceries, housing, the affordability of housing, you know, for seniors, for young people, workforce housing. We hear about that. We hear about the migrant crisis and the $1.5 billion is being spent. That's what we hear about. And we're taking, those are the issues we're talking about.
Yeah.
But the issues he's talking about are issues he wants to talk about,
Yeah.
which are national issues that don't really have a lot to do with this district.
And
I
it's
think
very
that's the difference.
leftist. He's
But the difference is we listen to the people, and as Jesse said, and then you work for everybody at that point. I think that's the big difference.
Of course. I mean,
You don't try to put your agenda on other people.
I've seen you, and I'm sure you've done the same, Jesse, is help. Doesn't matter who you are.
Right, exactly right.
Yeah.
We don't ask you if
don't
you're a
look-
Democrat or
no,
Republican
you
or
don't
on a
look
roll, doesn't
that up.
matter.
You don't do that.
No.
You're there for everybody.
You have to be.
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
job.
That's your job.
Right. At the end of
You
the
know,
day.
we help people that I know never support me. And they
Right.
say that,
I've
but that's
seen you
okay.
do it.
But that's okay, because that's my job, is help everybody.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You're very kind. Yeah. Well, that's what it's all about.
It's what it's all about, exactly right.
Yeah. And
You represent everybody.
somebody said you were too cooperative.
Maybe sometimes to a fault. My dad always says that too. But I think in the roles that we're in and what we're supposed to do, and maybe I take it a little too far sometimes, but I take it very seriously, that if a person needs help, they're calling us, they're calling our office. During COVID, we had over 2,000 calls because people trying to get their unemployment.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, we're gonna go everything we can to help those people out, no matter what,
Right.
because that's what the job really is. 90% of the job is just helping people. And that's the
Right.
best part about it.
And that's what Jesse's all about too, helping people.
You have to be. And I mean, even doing it before this, I've already done it through my nonprofit. We've helped thousands of veterans from different arenas, from helping them with the wheelchair ramps, as you were talking about, being Disability Month. I mean, I've dealt with a lot of veterans with PTSD, but also just trying to get veterans back into their home from something as a wheelchair ramp, modifying their homes, and just to keep them in their homes because their insurance company is going to drop them because they don't have a handrail that's there. Just minor little things that they can't afford because they're living on fixed incomes. These are our seniors that are there right now. And one thing that what I like to propose that just happened, and we had the HERO Act that just passed, which is a tremendous piece of legislation.
Tim Whelan, yeah.
Very great. But as I've stated earlier, you can always enhance upon that, and there are a few things that you can help, especially some of our seniors that are veterans, where right now we have a property exemption tax in Plymouth, which is about $400. There's different levels what your disability rating is, but we're just going to go on the lowest level is $400 for a veteran. The state where they just passed the new bill, the town has the ability to double that. I think we can enhance that even further with somebody
That's wonderful.
But we can enhance that even more with the taxes that have been rising so dramatically. That's to keep a veteran in their home. Maybe if they're over 65, whatever the number is, they can, maybe half of that can be a property exemption tax for them that we could put forth as being for our veterans, to do for our veterans, because obviously they've given so much that we should be taking care of them.
Is that one of the committees you're going to ask for?
That's the number one committee,
Yeah.
is the
Oh, I
Veterans
would
Committee.
imagine.
You'd be
so.
awesome at that, yeah.
And right now, I've stated this before, another good friend of mine who we have a great relationship with is Steven Zaros, Rep. Steve Zaros from down there.
He's here
another.
in November.
He's here, so
Is he? Yeah, yeah.
he sits on the Veterans Committee right now. So obviously, us teaming up. I mean, you know his story. He's a Gold Star father.
He's
His
a rep
son,
down in
I love
Upper
him.
Cape.
great
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
So just when you already have some of those relationships because you've been working in different arenas, that going up to the State House, that you're going to be able to hit the ground running right away. And I think that's a difference between myself and possibly my opponent too, is that I've been up there, I've navigated that arena already, that we can go in there, hit the ground running and not learning
You're
on the job.
familiar with
We're
it.
very familiar with it. And
Yeah.
I mean, I was appointed by the governor to the Massachusetts Labor Workforce Development Board. So I've been in that area, you know, helping veterans, but also workforce development was a big thing that I've also done for many years. And that's another passion of mine, is the workforce development, seeing people succeed, giving them opportunities out there.
You look so young, but I know.
He's older than what he looks.
Yeah.
My birthday was just Tuesday. I'm 47 now, so I just had my birthday, October 15th. I'm 47
Oh,
years
you're a
old.
Libra like me.
I'm a Libra, scales of justice right there.
Same with Kristen. Yeah, same. Yeah.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we have to be fair.
Yeah, yeah. My youngest daughter and my granddaughter also, yeah.
Yeah, can't stand injustices.
It is funny though, Karen. One thing sometimes I do here is I have to give my whole background of what I've done, because
Yeah.
sometimes they'll think that I'm a lot younger than and they go, how you accomplish
You
what
look 28.
Yeah.
I don't feel 28, I'll tell you that.
And I must look 48 then.
Come on, you're still handsome.
But and the other aspect that I would bring to the State House, same as Matt, is that business mentality. You know, I've had a business for over 18 years, but I've also worked in that blue-collar trade where
Yeah.
I've worked in the trenches and
You
worked my
got
way
your
up. I got my
hands
hands dirty. So I understand both sides of it, and sometimes that's a unique position that you can be in when you're making payroll, but you understand when somebody starts out right from the beginning. So that's that aspect to where you want to see them rise. That's the only way you're going to have a strong business, and that's the only way you're going to have a strong community, is you
That's
rise
right.
everybody up.
That's right. And I'm so pleased, the both of you. I mean, I was going to have you on separately, and Matt said, no,
Let's do it together.
Do
yeah,
it
yeah,
together.
you know. Because again, this is all about working for Plymouth.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, mine is going to be spread further, but it's still all about Plymouth. If I
you
went on the
live
Cape,
here.
I'll be with Steve and Dave Vieira as well, and you know, Ken Sweezy, or whoever wins the race up there. You know, Kathy Lenatra. We split Plymouth, and we have for years, and it doesn't matter who it is. It's working for Plymouth and doing the best you can for the people of Plymouth. That's what it's all about.
And you have.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'd be a great team too. Just
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
You could go to work together.
Yeah, exactly. There's something about that.
The most environmentally friendly.
I'll tell you, that carpool lane, that helps. It
does.
really
Oh, it
does.
does.
It does.
It
15,
really
20
does.
minutes.
Do you know, when I had to travel back and forth to the hospital, I was so preoccupied that for 5 months I drove in that
Carpool lane.
carpool
yeah,
lane
yeah.
for 5 months. Nobody stopped me. When I was halfway through one day,
Yeah.
and it dawned on me, and I actually screamed, how long have I been doing this? But I was never stopped.
I've always wondered that too, because and today when I was coming back from Boston, the first time I see that, the state trooper was outside his car, watching
yes.
everyone.
Oh,
You
yes.
don't really see
point,
that.
So
yeah.
there's that. He'll point you
Yeah.
right back
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
That one
Usually you don't
lane.
see them; they're in the car or
Yeah.
whatever.
You ever see the people that they get in trouble because they have the dummies
The
in there?
dummy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah.
That wasn't only on a sitcom. People do that.
They do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Some of them look so real now, so you wouldn't know unless
Yeah.
you're really looking at it.
Do you have a lot of? We've passed you a couple of times going into Boston. It depends. I mean, you have to leave so early.
Yeah, well, it's funny. We don't leave as early anymore because a lot of the meetings we have in Boston, the State House, usually like 10 or 11 o'clock. And they do that really because of the
Traffic.
western part of the state.
Oh, yeah.
Because people come from the Berkshires and all that, it takes them a
Oh,
little bit longer, you
yeah.
know. Yeah. So we don't really start that early.
Well, Tim Whalen was saying to me he coming up from the Cape when he lived on the Cape. Now that was a haul.
That's all. Yeah, sure.
Especially summertime, you know,
Yeah.
getting and coming back.
He lives in Plymouth now.
I know.
Yeah,
I
just
know
bought a house
exactly.
in the Pine Hills. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
He passed
Yeah.
papers there. He was moving in, whatever they
Yeah.
had. Congratulations.
He's a
I
great
love
guy.
that guy.
He's a great guy. He was a great state rep.
He's
Yeah.
also a Marine.
Yeah, another Marine. Yeah.
Another
See,
Marine. Another great
discipline.
guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Yeah.
He's a quintessence. He would have been a great sheriff too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
If you look in the dictionary, what a sheriff should be,
It was him.
it was a Marine, corrections officer, state trooper, and sitting state rep. You
Yeah.
couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, I think
That's why you never know with elections. You don't know.
you don't
You
know.
and I always run our elections. You know, we got a great team we put together. We put a great plan.
Those
We
kids.
raise money, and you know what? At the end of the day, you do everything you can. You don't have any regrets on election night, and it's up to the voters at that point. You know, there's not
Yeah.
much more you can actually do,
You
but
gave
just keep out there.
1,000%.
Exactly right. Yeah. So you just never know how it's going to turn. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
yeah.
I put Jesse's. I took it from the lawn at the last function.
There was some in there. We had, but I know
I
I
didn't
seen
see
it when I went to
those.
your house to go drop it off too, and I seen it out
Yeah,
there.
we saw it out there. He goes, "Oh, you have it out there." It was out there 2 weeks,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still out there. And you always wonder. Years ago, they used to steal them off your lawns.
Mm-hmm.
And poor Charlotte Collins, somebody ran hers over
Mm-hmm.
one year. I mean, who does that?
I know.
Just
Well, I think that, the political climate over the last decade has really changed an awful lot. And it's to the point that, people are just afraid to express their opinions, and that's a shame because that's what the exchange of ideas is all about. And when you really sit, even when you talk about, the president, which president you're going to vote for, people automatically, whichever one you say, whether you say Harris or you say Trump, they automatically think of you a different way.
right.
But then when you really talk to them, say, okay, why that? Why Trump? Why Harris? And when you really listen to people, then you can have the dialogue and the conversation, understand why they do it, why they
Right.
vote that way, and that's okay. But we've gotten away from having the dialogues of why we do things.
It's
Social media, I think, has changed a lot of
Well,
that.
Do you ever see what I post? It
I'm not on it, to be honest with you.
It can be hair raising,
Yeah.
but listen. I'm 80 years old. I have nothing to lose. It's my opinion.
Yeah.
You
It's your
know.
opinion.
I've never
yeah.
had I actually had to start one to do a political Facebook page, but I've never posted. I've never had a personal Facebook page.
Me
I
either.
know
Me either,
you're a
yeah.
rare one.
Just
That's
never-
okay. You're better off.
I think so. I don't get caught up.
But now that you're going to be a state rep,
Well, we have it for the political. We have the political
Yes,
one, so that's
okay.
different. We just, as the personal one, I've never had it even before running for office.
I shared something of yours a couple of days ago, and just put it right up, and I intend to do that again and again.
Yeah.
But
It's a big part of elections now, social
Yeah, right
media.
now.
It really is.
and everybody's in the same boat that's running.
Yeah.
It's nonstop, 24/7. I'm sure your phones blow up.
The text messages.
Text
I can't wait
mess-
till the elections are over. All these text messages we get. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm guilty of some of those. So.
That's all right.
There was one I saw the other day. I forget what candidate did. It was around this area, and it started out saying, first of all, let me apologize for this text message.
Yeah.
And it was really well done. But he was looking for a vote. Say, hey, it's early voting started. All that. It's like it was kind of cute, but
I said at the same one today. Said, "Do not donate to me, Jesse."
there you go.
So I click on it. And it
Yeah,
said,
see, he
really
got
don't
you.
donate, but click on this link. I never clicked on it.
No.
But, so they're just trying to get a little creative
Yeah,
with
they're
it
trying to
because a
get
lot of them
creative,
are
yeah.
just
I
you're getting
can't take
inundated
it.
with them
I
with
can't-
everything.
Yeah, I can't between nationally and
Yeah.
It's the ads. It's
you have to
everything.
say stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
November
I'd
6th
love
it does.
Yeah,
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
And hopefully Matt and I are both in.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about the, people voting, and it's not just about the presidential election. I know people say in Massachusetts, we're not we're not one of the the prime states that's going to decide this presidential election. Why bother voting? No.
Oh, my
You have to vote. You have to
goodness.
vote because of the state races,
Oh,
the
the-
ballot questions. There's
Ballot
5
questions
ballot
are
questions
big
that are
this year.
important. So there's a lot of reasons to vote. But I think sometimes people watch the national news so much
They
that
burn out.
they burn out and they forget about what's really important in Massachusetts, which is the lower part of the
I
ballot.
voted no on tips.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we're just
you
going to
have
say,
to.
Made sense.
Matt just brought that up with the ballot questions. They're all semi, but there's 2 that are really important. There's question 1 and question 5 are
Yeah.
probably the
Yeah.
2 most
Yeah.
important ballot questions
Right.
Yeah.
this year. And they both, number 1 is just kind of common sense, as we
Yeah.
all know what that first one is. It's just
Yeah.
the transparency in government.
Yeah.
Audit
We
the
should have that,
legislature, yeah.
audit the legislature. On that.
Absolutely.
That should already be happening, so that
yeah.
should win overwhelmingly. And then obviously question 5, which is the tip issue right there.
Yeah,
voting
and
no
I
on
did
that.
I did a program at the Cal, the senior center, back in September. There was about 40 people there, and I do a topic of the month at the Cal every other month, and we did the questions. And when we got to question 5, it was very interesting. Of course, they're mostly seniors there, and they said, "Oh no, question. Oh yes, that will be yes on 5 because that gives them minimum wage. Of course, they should get
Absolutely.
minimum wage. The problem is, then we started talking about the cons. Will you tip them? Well, no, if they get minimum wage, why would we tip? I said, there's the problem. That's why the servers don't want that.
Yeah.
Servers make $30 to $40 an hour right now with tips. They're saying if it goes to minimum wage, they're only going to make probably $20 to $25, and you're going to see a lot of servers leave the industry.
That's with the tip, though.
That's-
30, 40.
That's with the tips.
Yes.
Because
Tips will
they
go
get
down.
nothing on the other.
Right.
But, I mean, I have a granddaughter that makes 300. She's on the bar.
Mm-hmm.
300
That
a
will
night.
go down. Sure. Yeah, if that goes to minimum wage, that
Yeah.
will go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then a lot, half the room said, maybe that's a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't vote for that then. So,
But
and
the
plus
thing
the
is-
cost of meals are going to go
Well,
up
that's
too,
the
so,
other
yeah.
aspect of it. The cost of meals are just,
Yeah,
and that's where
yeah.
the tips will go down because
Yeah.
they're anticipating anywhere from 20 to 30% that the cost of meals will go up.
Yeah.
So if you're going, we'll just use
It's
even
actually
numbers.
50 to 60%
Is
now.
it now?
I'm
That'll
doing these
be-
round tables for all these different restaurants, 50 to 60%.
So what kind of tip are you going to leave if you're going there
Right.
for your food that's supposed to be $100?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's
So
$150.
true.
My God, this went by fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Tonight is a half-hour show.
Mm-hmm.
So please, guys, quickly, both of you, talk to the people.
Well, please get out and vote. People in Plymouth know my record, know what I've done, the energy I have that I bring to the job, the collaboration that I work with people to get the job done, with the town, with the people, with my colleagues at the State House. I want to bring that to the other 7 towns and have a very successful Cape, Barnstable, Plymouth district for the Senate. So please get out and vote on November 5th.
And like I said, I'm here to work for you at the end of the day, and just the biggest part right now is getting out the vote. And
Yeah.
tell your family, your friends, we have to get out. We have to get people out there to vote. That's number 1. So everybody that's listening, just
And vote for us.
vote for us. If you're going to vote for us. So, and I respectfully ask for your vote on or before November 5th.
Well, thank you both for being here. I
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
thoroughly enjoyed this, and I will have you back after you win,
Absolutely.
and we'll have a great time that night. I'll see you November 13th. Thank you for tuning in. See you soon.